so we're going to go a little over because we want to talk about your business.
Hey, that's my business.
Well, your business is my business. First of all, please explain the name. Someone did to me and I forgot it.
Okay, so Aplomb Consulting, and some people say Aplomb, I say Aplomb, like the fruit Aplomb. And what we do is we facilitate change. And so I work with nonprofits, businesses, government agencies, with the belief that every one of us and every organization has these superpowers and this core competency of what makes us shine as people and as companies. And being able to tap into that can make us even more powerful. But I also have a theory of change that the only person you can change is yourself. And so what does that mean if you're a leader of an organization or you're a leader of a team and you realize the skills that got us here to where we are not what we need moving forward. We need to change what we're doing or how we're doing it. How do you get people to change when the only person you can change is yourself? And the answer is that leaders set the vision and direction of their organization. And hopefully they do so with input from everyone that works with them. Because one, the other people might have better ideas than the CEO, but also because we want them to have buy-in. And so that when the vision is set and you're saying, we're going to go over here, not over here, we're going over here, and more specifically, right there. So everyone here, I want you to design the change that you're going to be in charge of that will get us to that point. And when people design their own change, then they're more likely to understand it and also to implement it. And so that's what I do is my vision is that all employees and all board members are fully engaged to create change. And my mission is to help leaders empower their teams. And the tools I use are strategic planning, team building, communications, executive coaching, and mediation. And I've been doing that for quite some time, and I love my work. It's really great to be able to lift people up and to empower them so that they're successful.
Wow. Yeah, that's a really unique. I mean, it's got aspects of different strategies that I've heard before. Like, I'm not a big fan of consensus when you have too many people. I think there should be a vision. If you have like with our show, we have a consensus, but there's few of us, and we all kind of are like-minded. But if you have like 30 people, it's hard to get a consensus and have a business actually have a path. I like that. You have like a consensus with a leader.
Well, it's not a true consensus. I mean, what I said was if you have input from people, I didn't say decision making from them. So they can say, okay, I got to give my 2 cents, and whether it's a majority or even a dictator decision, I said, okay, I listened to everyone. This is the direction we're going in.
Right.
Then it gives people the opportunity to say, okay, well, I got to help shape that. It wasn't exactly what I wanted, but I can live with it. And if I can't live with it, it's clear where we're going. I wanted to go over here. The leader wants to go over there. I'm out of here. I can get another job. Or I know that if I stay here, I'm going to be judged on this. So I'm going to get behind it.
I like it a lot. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, I very much buy into that. So I lead teams in my regular job, and I just find it to be so much easier if you are the leader to just work with your team instead of, because who wants the pressure of like, I'm not right all the time. I don't want to decide everything. I want to talk with my team, work with my team, listen to them. Right. And then we always come up with better stuff. And so I feel like that's the path of least resistance. It's just a lot easier. The team enjoys it. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And you do see a lot of these leaders that like, they just think that they have to control everything and dictate and they know everything. And I'm just like, that's so exhausting. Like, but why? Just work with your team. And if you've hired good people that you trust to do the work, then you'll get the right result together.
Yeah, and for people that say, well, yes and no, because I don't truly trust my team or I have concerns about them, so I just need to tell them what to do, then I'd say maybe you're sweeping under the rug the problem that you have the wrong people in place.
Mm-hmm.
And until you address that, it's yeah, do you want to always be the person that's managing versus leading, that's micromanaging and saying this is what you do, this is how you do it, as opposed to I don't know how we're going to get there, but this is where we're headed. And I've hired some amazing people, so I'm not giving you free reign. I'm saying you still need to check in, and I want you to bounce ideas by me. I want you to meet specific, KPIs, key performance indicators, to know that we're making progress. And if something's wrong, I can step in. But I want you to own that. I want you to, it's a difference between saying, I want this by Thursday, and saying, when can you get that to me? And if you say Wednesday, I'd be like, great. If you say Thursday, I say, great. If you say Friday, I'm like, what can we do to make that happen sooner? Because I need it by Thursday.
Yeah, that sounds delightful. It really does. Yeah.
Well, it's great. And so a lot of my work is, it's using a coaching mindset. I'm doing some amazing work with VBSR, which is the Vermont Businesses for Social Responsibility. And we have, through them, the VBSR CEO Solidarity Circle, where I'm working with 21 CEOs from across Vermont, all the way from 7th Gen and Suncommon to some very new companies. And it also includes some nonprofits as well. And all the CEOs get to learn from each other and form relationships, and also to role play. Well, what would you have done in this situation? And are you dealing with imposter syndrome? Because I sure am. And how do we think as leaders? And what does social responsibility have to do with our journey as an organization and for me as a leader? And so I get to lead this group, and it's been very powerful. And that's a 6-month program, and we have another cohort that's starting up this fall. So that's exciting.
Wow.
And that's just some of the fun work I get to do.
Oh, it's so interesting. I always wondered, and I just never asked, obviously, but I always wondered what your business was, and that sounds super fascinating. And you have such a great personality for that. I mean, it must be fun. It must be fun in those meetings. I'm just gonna say it. I bet it's fun.
Well, thank you, Jason. And one of the things that I've been trying to do more and more of is to bring my authentic self. And one of my superpowers is I'm a performer. I'm a stand-up comedian. And so I'm starting to do more and more of that in my business life. And what I used to do, even when I was a legislator and when I first started out in business, I was like, okay, I want people to take me seriously, so I'm not going to be funny. And I would actually get that comment. There'd be like a bill that I was presenting when I was in the legislature, and I would study for it. And I would like learn everything I needed to know, and then I would present it, and then I would ask a colleague afterwards, so how'd I do? And they said, you weren't very funny. Like, well, I guess that is, part of what I'm going for. And that's what people's expectations are of me. And so I'm trying to bring that more and more into my practice. And then the clients love it. They just love. And I'm like, really? You want me to be silly and funny? And
yes.
I mean, not too silly, not too funny.
No.
We have work to do, but there's no reason why we can't have fun with it. And frankly, when we're having more fun, that makes us more effective. And all the studies show that when employees feel more connected to their coworkers, and not just, I know what job they have, but also I know about their kids and I know about their hobbies. And sometimes, we go on a run together or what have you. And the more that they're connected, the more that they're connected to the company. And so that their tenure is longer, their engagement levels are longer, their productivity is higher. And so that it's not just, oh, let's just have morale high for fun, because it just makes it more enjoyable. It also makes it more effective.
Mm-hmm.